but adding in environmental science, I feel like is a tangible thing that students can see and they can work on resolving and helping and being solutionary. So I felt that it impacted them as they know that they can make a difference. I'm Kimber Trefero. I'm a first grade teacher at Ormondale Elementary in Portola Valley, California. And I first joined the fellowship a few years back, and about 6 teachers did zero waste. And I fell in love with the whole process of being a solutionary and ways I can help our planet, help our climate, and help students have a growth mindset and become solutionaries themselves. So I joined it for that reason, and it was just the most awesome experience ever. First of all, it definitely changed the way that I was planning on teaching science. I thought environmental science would be a great way for our future. I feel like regular science is great and the experiments are great and the students still do them, but adding in environmental science, I feel like is a tangible thing that students can see and they can work on resolving and helping and being solutionary. So I felt that it impacted them as they know that they can make a difference. And so there were some challenges. One challenge we had was time, obviously, in a classroom setting. Teachers know that we're limited on time and we have a lot of curriculum to teach. And I found that unless I designated a block of time every week and I stuck to it, it would be hard. It was hard to keep up with, but I dedicated myself to teaching one block a week to my students. And we would drop everything we were doing and switch to that. And that took the challenge away because it just became a priority. And the students were able to see how important this issue is and how important they are to solve the problems in our world and our climate, that we had to stop everything we were doing to work on being solutionaries. So it wasn't a problem for me in the end because we really did dedicate a block of time a week. Just one block of time a week is what we dedicated. And if you can't do one block, like an hour block a week, like 2 half-hour a week ones also work. The students were extremely motivated in this project. They love that they can help solve a problem that's bigger than our classroom and bigger than us. And so it was really a successful experience for us. And it changed me as a teacher because I'm seeing things through a different lens now. And I'm paying attention to all these little things in our environment that I didn't pay attention to before. How we recycle in the classroom, how we treat our foods, where does our food come from? And the students are also thinking in that same mindset. So it's been a really positive experience for us overall. My first graders, they love to solve problems and they say, oh, this is a problem, let's solve it. They never ever felt, I never heard any of them ever say they felt sad or about any of it. They just felt excited to be, that they can make a difference. And that's a really positive way to look at it, is that let's make a difference and let's find a positive route in this process and make a difference. And I think that's kind of how I spun it. So it worked for our group. Oh yeah, for sure. So changes I've seen around campus are we have more labeled bins all around campus for compost, recycling, landfill, and they're labeled and they're in various parts of campus. We have signs hung up around school of things that can go in compost, things that can go in recycle, and things that can have to go in landfill. We also built a greenhouse. We have these long kind of decorative like walls that have dirt in them, like they're like big, they look like, they're like rectangular gardens, but they were meant for like shrubs and trees, and they were just really old. And so they started to clean them up and then grow vegetables and flowers and different things and all of them. So the students have done all of that. We hired a garden teacher who teaches composting and gardening and growing vegetables. And the students get those lessons every week. We They have compost bins at home. We sent home a compost bin with worms to every student in our school, and they're composting at home. And we've done that as well. Um, and then we built Clean Energy Town to show what it would take, and we displayed it. We put all three first grade classes, so there was probably 45 to 50 clean energy buildings that we put together in one big town for the school to walk around and look at all the different ways that you can make clean energy. So those are just some of the things we've done at my school to show impact. And then in the future, we're just going to keep building onto it and keep building on. The first year I did the fellowship, we just had zero waste. And we just did some things, and now we're doing even more with it because it's been a few years. So as we get better and better at managing our time and adding in environmental science, we're able to add on more to our unit. So the first year I came and took zero waste with my team at school, I I got nervous because I was looking at I have to write a PBL and then I have to teach it, and I was like, how am I going to have time? And I have to coordinate with other grade levels in my school, and I was a little bit, anxietal about adding more in. But after we started doing it and I saw the impact it was making on the students and myself, like I now have a compost bin at home. I didn't have a compost bin at home before I took that class. And so I think the overall experience has been really positive. You make the time and you put in the effort, it's worth it. And it's not as hard as it looks in the beginning to do. I also like that this next time around, the lessons were written for us instead of us having to write the PBL. They were already written, and then we can modify them and make them our own and just go teach them. And that also freed up some time for me to do this year since I was on my own in the classes. So that was really a great offer that that the county did for us, was to write the PBLs for us. And I just think you should go for it. I think it's an important issue in our planet. I think students love to be part of something that they can actually make an impact on, and I think it's worth it.